everyone, so it's time to make frosted juniper soap, and this was a new soap that was introduced last year, and it ended up being quite popular, and I had to bring it back this year. So I've already mixed in my kaolin clay, and now I'm going to strain my lye solution. I just made another batch, so I'm just going to reuse this same strainer. I mixed my lye solution yesterday, and so I let it cool overnight, and so there's just a little bit of the lye lint that's a little harder than normal, a little crustier, so I thought I would just take that out so I don't risk it not blending in. Okay, so get that mixed in. Okay, so now I'm going to mix in the organic coconut milk. I do want to split a little bit off to whiten. The fragrance doesn't really discolor a whole lot, but it does lightly yellow, which works with my green base, but not really the white. I don't actually need a lot for what I'm going for, but I'll go ahead and fill that container up. That's a little cute container. So I'm going to go ahead and add the fragrance with this. And this one is, I have it over here. This one has crisp winter air, juniper, and a snowy field of frosted birch. Beautiful. It's a beautiful tree scent. It would work all season long, all year long I should say, not just for the season. Okay, so I kind of just need to color the whole base. I should have done that first. I'm hoping to save a bit for the top. Hope I mixed up enough. That is such a beautiful green. So pretty. It's just a very deep, earthy. It's alpine green from Nurture, so it's not just this bright green. It's intended to be more of a tree green. I'm going to pour off a little bit for a darker green. And let's go ahead and mix that in. I want this one to be just a little bit darker, and then the other one I lighten a bit. This is so pretty. This is a perfect tree green. So to this one, I do want to add white, but I better get this one blended a little bit first. And then I can go into the green. All the air bubbles that were still trapped in the shaft. When I'm making soap on my own, I really thump it out a little bit more. Okay, so I was just working to make sure I didn't have any excessive speckles from the titanium dioxide. It seems like I've got a really nice batch right now. Okay, now let's bring in the mold. After I stir this. I'm going to put in this solid green, medium green first. Alright, so the next part is to put in the darker green. Now I don't want it to sink down in too much. I do want it to sink in a bit, which it's doing, because you can see that it's quite a bit different in texture. And then I'm just going to pour it so that the rest just kind of sits on the top. My goodness, this is such a beautiful green. Okay, so now for the white. It has gotten quite thick. The titanium dioxide does thicken up soap batter, but also the additional blending. So even though it doesn't have any fragrance. Now stirring it out will sometimes loosen it up, so it's just gonna be just fine. So same thing, I just kind of want it down in just a bit. And then the rest is just gonna kind of be just drizzled on. It's gonna be fine if some green peeks out. In fact, I'm just gonna take my popsicle stick and just kind of smooth it around. I have quite a bit of soap left, so I'm probably still going to cover it up mostly. But just in case it doesn't, it'll show some of this green. Be a little bit more consistent than it was. I'm assuming it looks good over here because I can actually see it. There we go. Okay. And now for just kind of the drizzle and plop. The individual bars always look really nice this way. This is supposed to represent, you know, the snow on top of the tree. Now, because this is kind of a scent that the men prefer, I'm not going to put any sparkles on this one. It's tempting, but I do know for a fact that there are men that have their eyes already set on this batch, so I am just not going to do that. My husband doesn't care. He's like, he understands the fact that it just rinses right off. But if you were to be giving a gift, and you know, not all men like sparkles, some men don't care, some men like them, but it typically, you know, we think of men not wanting sparkles. So I'm not going to put any sparkles on this. Okay, so there we have it. We have the Frosted Juniper Soap. And I will see you back here for the cut. Hi everyone, so I am back. That was probably a little much, just considering that it was just like a matter of a transition fade to this cutting video. So that was probably a bit much. But anyway, I am back to cut the Frosted Juniper Soap. It's pretty much the same as last year. I think I might have gotten my darker green swirl a little further down last year. The whole idea is that the white is supposed to be kind of like the snow sitting on top of the treetops. The tree, not just the treetops, the tree. The pine trees and juniper and all that. I live in an area that doesn't have that. And so I long for such things, but it was always my favorite Montana when the snow would fall and it would just like gently lay on the branches. And so that's kind of my design plan. Oh, I do love Montana. I do love it. I don't know what order I'm going to put all my videos up in, so it's possible if I'm using time, you know, in my videos, I can't even remember if I am or not, but if I am using time in my videos, it may be pointless because I'm thinking about just putting them up in different order. I feel like I'm lost you to the side here. Whoops. I wonder how many videos I've done that on. Oh boy. Sometimes I just get into a groove and a flow and I just do, and then I come back and look at the video and I was like, oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, so here we have Frosted Juniper Soap. And it is quite delightful with its varying greens and white on top. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.